Tonight from the house that Michael built, the Nuggets will take on the Chicago Bulls at the United Center, where they've been smiling all season long. Tonight just off Lake Michigan in downtown Chicago, the Nuggets paid their lone visit of the year to the world champion Bulls. And welcome inside the United Center. The Nuggets will see Michael Jordan for the final time this year. And good evening, everybody. Along with Sweet D, Walt Davis, I'm Drew Goodman. I don't care who you are, unless you're in a coffin, you get fired up when you see Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. Even the cynics in the media get fired up. And I imagine if you're a player, you especially get fired up.
Well, you get fired up because you're playing the world champions. Also, there's a sellout crowd. Only visit here to the United Center, you beat the Chicago Bulls. That can kind of make your season.
That's right, and I think the sellout crowd before the evening's over may serenade Michael Jordan in a version of Happy Birthday. He turned 34 yesterday, and his game hasn't slipped any, has it?
It hasn't slipped at all, I don't think. I think he's a much better player because he understands the game much more now. And if he's not going to the basket flying for those slam dunks, he's able to set himself up and his teammates to make them look better and to raise their level of play. Just an excellent job once again from Michael Jordan.
Well, let's take a look at his season numbers compared to his career numbers. If you wanted to nitpick, he's down a little bit in scoring. Field goal percentage down ever so slightly. Well, his game hasn't dropped off much, but he's changed his game a little bit.
Well, he's changed his game because the guys are giving him the jump shot now. They're not opening the lane like we used to see the Michael Jordan flying through there, not challenging as much. They're really giving him the outside shot, daring him to make it.
Well, the controversial one is here. He will play tonight. Dennis Rodman, he's wearing Rust-Oleum, by the way, if you're checking his hairstyle. He's missed 13 games this year due to suspension. The Bulls are 11-2, but Phil Jackson says emphatically they cannot win another world championship without him.
Well, they can't win a world championship. When you get to the semifinals and the finals, those are the two best teams. You really need Dennis Rodman. Since he's been back from that suspension, played in 3 games, the Bulls have out-rebounded 3 opponents.
And, of course, the other member you talk so frequently about when you mention the Chicago Bulls is Scottie Pippen, a 7-time NBA All-Star. Scottie Pippen does exactly what the Bulls need on a given night. When Rodman was out of there, he became their leading rebounder.
Well, I think he, too, has expanded his game, and he's so multi-talented, just can do anything. Really, you call Scottie Pippen like a point forward. He can bring the ball up, and he guards everybody on the court. Just an excellent player and chosen one of the top 50 players in the NBA.
Well, game 3 of a 6-game road trip for the Nuggets. They're coming off a win in Philadelphia a couple of nights ago. The simple question is, how do you beat the Chicago Bulls?
Well, they're going to have to take another effort like that. LaFonso Ellis, 37 points career scoring, and you're going to need that tonight also from McDyess, but also you need the 3 other starters to play well, and the guys coming off the bench have to play well also.
Well, you mentioned LaFonso Ellis had 37 points the other night. He's really been shooting it well. Dale Ellis has struggled a little bit the last 3 games. You need him to step forward this evening.
Well, Dale Ellis got off to a great start early in the season. Hadn't shot the ball after the All-Star break as well, but for them to win this game tonight, he's got to find his shooting touch.
Well, the Nuggets beat the Bulls a year ago. It will take a terrific effort for it to happen here at the United Center, where the Bulls are 23-1.
Hey, Dwayne.
And welcome inside the United Center in Chicago, where the Nuggets will take on the Bulls. The Nuggets and Bulls met earlier this year. Actually, way back in November, the Bulls won by 18, 110-92 at Big Mac. The Nuggets held to 34% shooting that night. The only team to win here this year, Pat Riley's Miami Heat. And let's take a look at the starting 5 first for the Nuggets. It'll be McDyess and Fonz up front, Irvin Johnson in the middle. Brian Stith will have to guard Michael Jordan, and Mark Jackson will be at the point guard, coming off a very good night against Philadelphia, 14 points, 14 assists. Dick Motta was the all-time winningest coach in Bulls history until last year when Phil Jackson moved past him. Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen up front. Luke Longley gets the start in the middle. Ron Harper, along with, in many people's opinion, the greatest player to ever play the game, number 23, Michael Jordan. And Phil Jackson, he has the best regular season record in NBA history in terms of winning percentage. So many rumors about him leaving Chicago, and he was saying before the game, I don't know why all of these rumors exist. Why wouldn't I want to come back to the best team in the league? And that makes perfectly good sense. Our key matchup tonight, Jordan and Stith. Jordan is Stith's idol. They wear the same number. Tough assignment, to say the least.
Well, tough assignment for Brian Stith, but Brian Stith told us before the game, this is Virginia against North Carolina. He's pumped up for this matchup.
And let's take a look at the Columbia injury report. Marciulionis, Keith Jennings on the injury report. Randy Brown has a left ankle injury. He's on the injured list, and they'd like to get him back and get him ready for the playoffs. And by all indications, he will be back and ready in plenty of time for the playoffs. Another guard for the Bulls. Nuggets come out. Brian Stith came out on the floor early to shoot tonight, and he was kidding you, Walt, because, of course, you're an alum of North Carolina. Michael Jordan went to North Carolina, and he went to Virginia. And he says, you know what? The Wahoos are going to get Carolina. It's going to start happening tonight.
He did say that, so we'll have to see how that's matchup. It is our key matchup of the night.
But you don't want to tug on Superman's cape.
No,
who learned that? Jeff Van Gundy learned that earlier this year.
He learned it, and George Karl learned it also.
A young 51 on the Knicks after Jeff Van Gundy suggested that Michael tried to befriend all of his opponents, and then George Karl said Michael was trying to preserve himself, not to go to the hole as much, and then he hung 45 on the Seattle Sonics after that one. Well, we will visit with Michael Jordan at halftime. Walter had a chance to talk to him earlier in the day. Dan Crawford, Ken Maurer, and that man Tommy Wood will officiate this ball game tonight from another sellout at the United Center, the 462nd. I asked Dennis Rodman what color his hair is tonight, and he didn't remember. And I said, is that Rust-Oleum? He goes, yeah, that's it. That's what the color is. And for those keeping track, he is wearing Rust-Oleum for the first time this year. He's worn something called Alamo Dome 20 times. Well, been a blonde 3 times.
Yes, Dennis Rodman just come back from that suspension, and the Bulls really need this guy in there. And he's really, we talked to Derek Dickey before the game, he's not a distraction. The Bulls want him to get out there. They welcome with open arms when he comes to play. If he's a distraction, they just keep concentrating on their game.
And the thing about Dennis Rodman, you can say what he will about how he dresses, what his lifestyle is about off the floor, but Dennis Rodman comes to play every night and brings a certain energy that Phil Jackson says late in the playoffs we can't live without. Here's Fonz, first jumper of the night, nothing but the cords. LaFonso Ellis trying to pick up where he left off against Philadelphia. He had a career high 37 2 nights ago.
A nice shot by LaFonso Ellis. They got Scottie Pippen, and he's made the defensive team lots of times, taking LaFonso Ellis tonight.
Good job boxing out on Rodman by Antonio McDyess. And off the Pippen miss, here comes Mark Jackson. Nuggets will post up Fonz now, and it comes back to LaFonso. Good look, and Brian Stith missed a reverse layup, and from point-blank range, too strong there, and Longley pulls it away. So Brian perhaps pressing a little bit on that first possession. Scottie Pippen.
Well, it's going to be important for the Nuggets tonight to get their transition defense. The Bulls really push that ball up the court.
And Jordan the reach-in. Ken Maurer made the call from behind. Where's Michael Jordan on Sunday with a well-publicized and one of those shots seen throughout the country. Basically gave the choke sign to one of the officials. But Michael lives to tell about it. Pippen and Ellis will jump it up.
LaFonso Ellis trying to bring that ball through to make a move to go baseline, and got it caught on Scottie Pippen's knee. Scottie Pippen with those quick hands, as you'll see, ties LaFonso Ellis up. Jump ball.
And Pippen with the great hops goes up and taps it back to Longley. Here's Ron Harper. Doesn't shoot that much. He knocks down a three there. And it's 3-2 Chicago.
Well, once again, just how quickly, 2 seconds, they got the ball up the court for an open three-point shot. Transition defense is very important tonight.
Nuggets again go to Fonz. Face up on Pippen. The Bulls extend that defense out to about 30 feet. They make it so hard to get good shots. Jordan pulls it away. Michael, especially in first quarters, Walt, seems to want to get his teammates involved.
Well, he doesn't really look to shoot that much. Just is trying to get the feel of the game. Has a great feel for the game. And you see right there penetrating, trying to get Luke Longley going.
And the Bulls lead 5-2. Jackson against Harper. There's a steal by Jordan. Two-man game with Harper. Harper back to Michael. Space jam.
Well, this Bulls team, the only weakness they have is shot blocking. But the pressure defense, they play in the passing lane. It's so tough. They disrupt you in your offense. You got to run strong cuts to beat the Chicago Bulls if you want to execute in your offense.
Irvin Johnson left alone, and Irvin knocks one down from 17 feet. We saw him hit a 21-footer the other night.
Well, you got to kind of make the guy respect you. He's not giving Irvin any respect, giving him the shot. That'll bring him out.
Stith pulls it away. Numbers right for Denver if they can get out of the pack. Jackson goes in, and Mark has it swatted away. Let's take a look at Michael Jordan a moment ago, Walt. So much is said about his offense. Maybe the greatest defensive guard ever to play this game.
Well, Michael Jordan has great anticipation, great quickness, and you see right there, just getting the ball right to Ron Harper. 2-on-1, you should always score. They executed very well.
See Mark's numbers on the year, continues to lead the NBA in assists. And the 14 points, 14 assists against Philadelphia broke a two-game drought for Mark in terms of double figures in assists. And the Nuggets climb within one on the two free throws by Jack, 7-6. 3 minutes gone, opening quarter with Walt Davis. I'm Drew Goodman from the United Center in Chicago.
Well, I talked to Dick Motta. What he's going to try to do on defensive end is try to stand the Bulls up in their offensive cuts, not let them run that offense very smoothly.
Rodman has been denied a rebound thus far. Fonz for three. Jordan the pull-up. And pulled away by Jackson. 4-on-2 right now. Running with Stith and Dice. McDyess slashes in and throws it away. And immediately the other direction. Harper ahead of the field. The Bulls don't waste any time.
Well, Dennis Rodman made that play happen by after McDyess scored, took the ball out of bounds very quickly, threw a baseball pass to Scottie Pippen.
And another air ball by the Nuggets. First Fonz, then McDyess. 9-8, Chicago by 1. Jordan goes to the paint, to the left hand. That's way off. The no look to Fonz. Pippen read it.
Another guy with good anticipation, Scottie Pippen.
Longley in deep. Luke Longley, who started at the University of New Mexico, now in his 6th year.
Well, the Nuggets have got to be careful here. They can't get into a jump shooting game. Like we said, Chicago Bulls, the 27th team in blocking shots. You got to try to get to the hole.
But of course, that's not the Nuggets' long suit. Dribble penetration. Jackson shoots the three. Mark Jackson rips the cords from deep. His 47th of the year. And the Nuggets are all even at 11. Longley weighs close to 300 pounds. He uses that body, and there's Rodman getting a hand on it. And Longley lost it, but it was knocked out of bounds by a Nugget. Timeout Chicago, 6:51 to go in the opening quarter. So far, the Nuggets hanging in there with the world champs. Oh, look at the team for the best records in the NBA. The Bulls are on a 72-win pace again this year. 6 games back, the Miami Heat. We've already knocked off the Bulls once this year, and we told you the lone loss for the Bulls at the United Center was against Pat Riley's Heat and the surprising Detroit Pistons. There's Phil Jackson. Keep reading it in the papers that he's coming to Denver next year. Now the paper's saying he might be going to Orlando. Of course, Brian Hill was fired earlier today. The thing that doesn't make any sense is Jordan hits is why would he want to leave Chicago?
Well, I think he has a great situation here. He signed a 1-year deal. So did Michael Jordan. If Phil Jackson is back, Michael Jordan will be back.
And again, you'll talk to him at halftime, an interview tape before the game. Michael said he wants to come back, plans on coming back. Here's Fonz. Little fall away, LaFonso in and out. Dice got a shot and has it ripped from behind. Michael Jordan has picked up his second foul. So Jordan buys number 2 with 6:21 to go in the first quarter, and the Bulls leading by 2. And look who's here at the United Center. All the stars come out, and the First Lady is here. Hillary Rodham Clinton taking in the basketball game. And just out of frame, the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who takes in a lot of Bulls games. Yes. Of course, Jesse lives here in Chicago. McDyess has 4, and the Nuggets are all even with Chicago at 13 apiece.
That's good play by Antonio McDyess. Scottie Pippen is playing such great defense on Alfonso Ellis. These other guys have got to make themselves available and take some of the pressure off.
Wonderful fake by Jordan, and he knocks down a 12-footer. He has a half dozen. Got stiff off his feet. $14 for the Nuggets to get one up. Most players in the league, Walt, 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. You pick up your second foul. It's automatic that you're done until the second quarter.
Well, Michael Jordan's a smart player, and he can play in that situation having 2 fouls.
Fonz will get another look. Now he drives hard to the hole. Strong move by the Fonz.
Well, he saw Luke Longley on him and hadn't been able to put the ball on the floor with Scottie Pippen. Much better defensive player.
Pippen's 3, no good. There's Rodman. He will not shoot it unless basically it's a layup, and then he might not even shoot it. Pippen's pass picked off. Good job by Fonz. Jackson to Stiff. And Bryant glides in, and the Nuggets have a 2-point lead with 5:08 to play in the first.
Well, that was an excellent fast break that time. You see immediately they got the ball in the middle to Mark Jackson. That gives them 2 options to go either way.
Ron Harper. Ron Harper, who has been rumored to be on the trade block, and so far nothing has occurred. Of course, like any player, Ron Harper would love to stay here in Chicago. Trade deadline Thursday. A runner by Irvin, a little ugly.
Luke Longley moved his feet that time, made Irvin Johnson take an off-balance shot.
18-17, Chicago up 1. Pippen with the 17-footer, and Scottie Pippen has his first bucket. He averages 19 a game, almost 7 rebounds and 6 assists. He leads Chicago in assists. We're talking about in the open wall. He does whatever the Bulls need.
Well, with Dennis Rodman out with that suspension, Scottie Pippen picked up his rebounding average. And he said even if Dennis is in there or out, they're all still going to rebound.
The tongue is out. Michael Jordan goes up. Brian Stith tagged him. It'll be the first on B, and it will send his airness to the line. The Bulls have won 16 straight here at the United Center as you watch Michael able to hang long enough to draw the contact.
Oh, he hung up in the air, had so much altitude on there. Brian Stith moved underneath. Not much of a foul, and you see why Brian Stith was unhappy with it. But it's against Michael Jordan.
You mentioned Derek Dickey earlier, who works on the broadcast for the Chicago Bulls, former player, and he was telling us that Michael travels with a personal trainer. It's not well publicized, but Michael every morning at 8 in the morning as Fonz earns his way to the line. Every morning at 8 a.m. without fail, Michael Jordan is working out on the weights, cardiovascular stuff, stretching to keep himself in peak condition.
Well, he works out for an hour early, and then he goes and does the regular practice with the other Bulls players or shoot around. And Michael's doing that because he took those 2 years off. And also, as you get older, the more better shape, more flexible you are, you avoid injuries. Michael, I think really his only major injury he's had was a broken foot in his second season.
6 for LaFonso Ellis. The Nuggets trail 22-19. Highest scoring team in the league. And Jordan elevates and knocks another jumper down. Michael in double figures with 10. He had 31 against the Nuggets back in November.
Well, that's 2 straight times. Scottie Pippen got a jump shot in that screen pick and roll situation. You got to show and make that guy do something else and set up a wide open jump shot.
Irvin gets the stick back. Count the basket for EJ. And the foul's on Jordan. Michael Jordan has picked up his 3rd. Phil Jackson almost certainly will have to take him out now. 3 fouls on Jordan in the first 8:46 of the game.
Well, a couple fakes by Brian Stiff, but Luke Longley didn't go for him, used that height. And Irvin Johnson does what he's supposed to do. No one's guarding him. He gets that offensive rebound, potential 3-point play.
So Michael calmly to the end of the bench. What do you mean the end of the bench? He has passed some of the equipment guys. EJ misses the 3-point opportunity. The Nuggets trail by 3, 24-21. Tony Kukoc has replaced Jordan with a move there as Irvin Johnson picked up the foul, and it's before the shot, so Chicago will take it out on the side. I was saying, obviously, no one can replace Michael Jordan, but it's kind of nice when you can ask a Tony Kukoc to come off the bench and play for you.
That's true. Tony Kukoc fits in very well here with the Chicago Bulls. This team is so good. Michael Jordan, as we're here at halftime, thinks it's a better team because they play so well together and they're so familiar with each other.
Dale Ellis has come in for LaFonso. Bulls are over the limit. The Nuggets have just 2 fouls. Kukoc at 6'11", tried to post up, finds Pippen. The runner's good.
Well, what makes the Chicago Bulls so tough to guard on offense is their spacing is really good. They're good passers, and they all put the ball on the floor other than Luke Longley and drive, and they can hit the outside shot.
Dice double team, finds Irvin, and Irvin able to finish. Good hands and pretty athletic move for the 6'11" center for the Nuggets. He has 4.
It's so tough to make those interior passes like that, and Irvin Johnson, good job of catching and not traveling.
Tough pass, the bounce pass, too close to the legs of Ron Harper, and Dennis Rodman upset with himself. 2:05 to go in the opening quarter. 26-23 Chicago. Mark made a great pass, and that time Irvin could not handle it.
And he went down the court. He told Mark, my fault.
Kukoc, who likes to drive left. There he goes, and Irvin a blocking foul. Irvin realized that.
Yes, he sure did. He made that little move over there, but didn't move his feet fast enough. Got that foul.
Scoring leaders in the NBA brought to you by Gatorade. Michael Jordan leading the way. And Dennis Rodman leading the rebound parade. Jason Williams next with New Jersey. How about that trade? New Jersey and Dallas. You know what? If you're a Dallas Maverick fan, everything that you may have purchased at the beginning of the season, a media guide, a program, as you look at this trade, it's all useless. They're all gone. The 3 J's are gone. Montrose, who was acquired in the offseason, gone. Cassell, Gatling, McLeod, maybe their best outside shooter.
Yes, Chris Gatling made his first All-Star appearance.
The thing I don't understand is, to me, New Jersey got the better talent, and also they get cap relief if they want. It is Scottie Pippen takes it all the way to the glass. And the Bulls lead by 5, 28-23.
Well, the Nuggets defense a little soft that time. Scottie Pippen supposed to be able to get to the basket that easily. And no one put a hand on him.
Here's LaFonso, face up on Longley, spins into the lane, and the jump hook not there. Nuggets have to be careful. Final 114. Oh, what a pass. Pippen did not finish. Kukoc over the top of the defense. Jackson all the way to the hole. He looked off Dennis Rodman.
Well, Dennis Rodman's got to respect that because Mark Jackson is such a great passer.
Jackson on Harper, and now they swing it over to Kukoc. Pippen, little follow-up. He's improved his jump shot as well through his 10 years in the league.
Well, this team, the Chicago Bulls, does a great job. You see they're not forcing shots. They take what the defense gives them, and they execute so well in their half-court set.
Fonz from 17 cashes another jumper. LaFonso has 8.
A smart move by LaFonso Ellis. Luke Longley took a step back, giving what the defense take you. Nice little jump shot from about 15 feet.
The Bulls playing right now without Jordan. He picked up 3 fouls in the first 8:45 of the quarter. He has 10 points, but he's going to be on the bench for a while, you would assume. 7 seconds left in the period. Denver can get within 1, and Mark Jackson tried to get it to LaFonso, and the period's going to end. LaFonso had already started to crash the glass. The Nuggets hang in there through 12 minutes. Chicago with 30, the Nuggets with 27. We're back after this. Michael Jordan remains on the bench with 3 fouls and 10 points, and we start the second quarter with the Bulls leading 30-27. They shot 57% in the opening quarter. Steve Kerr's out there for the first time. Kukoc from 20. And Rodman, as he so frequently does, plays volleyball with it and hangs on. Better than 16 boards a game, Walt.
Well, what makes Dennis Rodman such a great, other than using all that great effort, you look at him, when someone shoots the basketball and it's not going in, he knows where that ball's going to bounce off.
He studies it.
Yes.
Also, some people might be surprised to learn this, one of the hardest workers in the league. He spends an hour in the weight room after every game, and he also rides the stationary bike before and after every game, regardless of how many minutes he plays. Jackson, a little runner in the lane. Mark Jackson has 9, and the Nuggets hanging around there within 3.
Well, you talk about Dennis Rodman's work ethic. He's done that for a long time, even when he was with the Detroit Pistons.
Rodman, a rear shot attempt, and Dennis has it rejected. Stiff for 3. And Dale will get the Nuggets another opportunity. Bryant looking down, make sure he was still in the arena.
You don't want to draw attention to that.
No.
The referee's right there.
Ron Harper across the arms of Antonio McDyess. That'll be the first on Harper. And the first team foul on the Bulls in the second. And today, great news for the Colorado Avalanche. Peter Forsberg, in some circles thought to be the best player in the NHL, or certainly on a short list thereof, signs a 3-year extension with the Avalanche. And now, next on the agenda for Pierre Lacroix is signing Joe Sakic.
Well, when we got here earlier, we saw one of the great Chicago Blackhawk players early, Chris Chelios, and a big Bulls fan.
That's right, Chelios here. And by the way, Joe Sakic will play tonight against Boston. So that's great news for the Avs as Steve Kerr buries the jump shot inside 3-point range. Doesn't shoot too many inside 3-point range. The Nuggets out rebounding the Bulls right now. Brooks Thompson will come in next whistle along with Ricky Pierce. Shot clock down to 6. Jackson one-on-one with Kerr. Mark misses, and McDyess nearly flipped it back up. And Mark Jackson with Dennis Rodman in close proximity, and Rodman committed the foul. So the Nuggets getting it in deep and taking it to the Bulls. And Brooks coming back, and you know who else is coming back? Michael Jordan is going to come in along with Jason Caffey. Steph heads to the bench.
Well, the Nuggets have been able to hang in this game because of taking care of the basketball and also that rebounding. Like you said, Drew, out-rebounding Chicago Bulls. Since Dennis Rodman's been back from suspension, no one's out-rebounded this team.
So Caffey and Jordan come back. You see Ricky Pierce out on the floor. The Nuggets within one, 34-33. Mark Jackson has 11. Jordan and Pippen, Kukoc, Kerr, and Caffey. Scottie Pippen, when he gets a step, he can do that.
Well, this offense that the Bulls run is called a triangle. They can do several things off, and they get into it very fast. If it breaks down 2 or 3 options, you got Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen that can really break you down one-on-one.
Nice quick move on Kukoc. Tony took it away.
Showed that ball a little too fast.
3-on-2. Kerr the pull-up. Steve Kerr, who won the NBA three-point shooting contest this year. He's 5th in the league shooting the threes. 44+%. Last year he shot 52%. Bulls 6-point leads their largest. And now the Nuggets getting careless with the basketball. 6 seconds to get one elevated. Tommy Hammonds and finally Brooks Thompson able to get in the game. Jackson steps out.
Well, you see right here, they get hung up there. Dale Ellis and LaFonso Ellis, and Scottie Pippen recognized that, took the ball strong to the hole for that slam dunk. But the pressure that the Chicago Bulls are putting on the Nuggets is getting them out of their offensive set.
Offensive foul on Hammonds. Only 2 turnovers. They commit the fewest turnovers in the league. And because of that, Walt, there's only one team in the NBA that gets up more shot attempts in a game than the Bulls. Dale Ellis, perhaps that's a good sign. Dale, out of double figures the last 3 games. He's been shooting just 17% of late, but he knocks down the triple.
Well, Dale Ellis did something good that time. He didn't force any shots. He's waiting for the offense to get him some shots and hit his first shot. So that hopefully that'll help his confidence.
Nuggets can get within 1 or tie here with a 3. Dale for the tie. Dale spins one through from downtown. And the Nuggets all even at 39.
That's good inside-outside ball action that time. Tommy Hammonds and Dale Ellis.
The patented fadeaway. Caffey the rebound. Jason Caffey, #1 pick out of Alabama 2 years ago.
Well, Jason Caffey did an excellent job. That suspension with Dennis Rodman. Caffey came in, played a very good job for him.
That's Pippen's first. And it will send Dale Ellis to the line. 7:27 left in the second quarter. Bulls will have a couple of more days off after this one, and then they travel to Washington. They'll see Bernie Bickerstaff's Bullets. Bullets 2-2 so far under Bernie, as Dale has 7 points very quickly off the bench tonight.
Well, he's doing this job. You know, that's what Dale Ellis, for so long because of injuries, had to start, played a lot of minutes, now coming off the bench, and wants to provide a spark. That's what Dick Motta wants him to do.
Pippen again slices in. This time he had to lay it up instead of jam it. 43-41 Chicago. Pippen has 12. coming off a 22-point, 11-assist effort against Golden State. He also had 6 steals, against Orlando. And there's the steal by Jordan, taken back by McDyess. And they never reset the shot clock. I don't know if the Nuggets realize they only have 5 to get one off. Pierce does. And McDyess had his mitts on it momentarily. 3-on-2 for Chicago. Caffey, count the basket. Brooks Thompson slapped him on the arms, but that was like a mosquito bite to Caffey. He is a strong kid. 45-41, Chicago timeout on the floor with 6:44 to go in the second. We'll be back in a moment. Well, the cast from Third Rocket from the Sun here. 45-41 Chicago. There's Jane Kirk, John Lithgow. That's John Lithgow on the left, Walter.
Thank you.
Okay. Just in case you aren't clear. Drew Goodman, Walt Davis from the United Center in Chicago. Longest road trip of the year for Denver. They're 1-1 thus far. They lost in Milwaukee by 5. Beat up the Philadelphia 76ers by 15. And they'll have an off day tomorrow, and then Thursday they'll be in Indiana. Friday at Orlando, and Brian Hill again fired today as the head coach of the Orlando Magic. Richie Adubato takes over, and Sunday an early start. They'll play at 6 Eastern time, 4 in the Mountain Time Zone against Pat Riley's Miami Heat. We'll have every game for you, and that's a walk on Brooks Thompson. The remaining games for you right here on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain. 5 for Jason Caffey, and the Bulls extend the lead to 5.
The Nuggets got to be careful here. The Bulls are turning up the pressure. They're sensing that something's weak with the Nuggets, and they're going to try to exploit that.
Caffey face up on Tommy Hammonds. And Pippen slices inside. They'll wipe out the shot by Pippen, but a foul on Dale Ellis. And it's the second team foul on the Nuggets, the first foul on Dale.
Well, the Nuggets have got a very small team out there. They all got to make sure they stay in between the man and the ball, try to seal off that basket, get the rebound.
McDyess and Hammonds knock one another off it. Chicago will have a third chance on this possession. Oh, well, the Nuggets have been aggressive going to the glass tonight.
Yes, they have, and I think they should, because we talked about one of the things that the Bulls aren't good at, and that's blocking shots.
Scottie Pippen missed, but Tony Kukoc flips it up and in. Pippen almost put a finger on it. He did not. 5 opportunities for Chicago.
And that takes a lot of steam out of you, and it also drives your head coach crazy when you can't stop the team and get the defensive rebound and go the other way.
Another turnover, and Caffey ahead of the field. The hard foul from Tommy Hammonds. The Bulls with their largest lead of the night, 7 points.
Oh, looking up the court, Michael Jordan makes that good pass, and there's Tommy Hammond. He made sure that Caffey didn't go in and make a 3-point play this time.
Hammonds goes out. Irvin Johnson comes back in. Caffey, Walt, you were alluding to this a few moments ago. Guy Phil Jackson thinks can be a pretty productive player in the league.
Yes, and I think you have to like this guy, and he can benefit from going up against Dennis Rodman every day in practice, because you know this guy goes at it every day in practice. He plays the way he practices. He plays hard, and Jason Caffey is carried on with that. Played very well in Dennis Rodman's absence for the Chicago Bulls.
Long rebound to Kukoc. Jordan, stand-up 3. And Michael has 13, his first triple of the game.
Well, the Bulls are extended this lead because they've taken over on the glass, out-rebounding the Nuggets now.
And they're taking advantage of turnovers.
Yes.
They have 19 points off of turnovers already, just 4 for Denver. Fonz, a tough shot, and Dice tried to take the ball away from Harper. He could not. 5:20 to go before halftime. Harper will shoot the 3. And Michael Jordan, the offensive rebound. Chicago starting to assert themselves. Oh, great look. Kerr to Kukoc, and Denver needs a timeout. 54-41. You cannot give this team, more than any other team in the league, second and third opportunities. They will convert.
Getting to the Final Four isn't easy. It takes a combination of work, talent, and courage. Or a combination of these.
Use your American Express card at participating national car rental locations, and you could win one of 10 trips for two to the Final Four.
Told you to steer clear of the devil. But there you are, on Devil's Crotch, Peak 9 at Breckenridge. Son, you're playing with fire.
Electronic ticketing to the new 777. United's employee owners have made lots of improvements. Now we're even giving airplane coffee a good name. Starbucks, on board United worldwide. Come fly our friendly skies.
The Denver Nuggets on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain is brought to you by the Discovery Channel. Explore your world. Coming up at halftime, Walt Davis sits down with his old friend Michael Jordan. And we'll also check the scores from around the NBA tonight, and also the numbers from this one. 5:05 to go before halftime, 54-41. .13-0 run right now for the Bulls over the last 2.5. And Dice puts it on the floor, and the Bulls take it away.
Well, that pressure has really gotten to the Nuggets, unable to execute in the half-court set, and then they're not getting back and getting a hand. That's the guy that won the three-point shooting contest. You got to guard him.
And that was about as uncontested a three as he had in the shooting contest.
Yes.
57-41. The Nuggets, believe it or not, were tied at 41 with the Bulls. 16 straight by Chicago.
Well, we said the Nuggets have had these droughts where they can't score a basket. Good move by Brian Stiff, taking it to the hole.
Second bucket for Bryant. The Nuggets this year have had 27 droughts. Listen to this as Stiff reaches in on Michael. And that's the second on Bryant. 27 times this year, the Nuggets have gone 5 minutes or longer without scoring a field goal.
Yes, I know, and it's happened as of late. And the Nuggets, it really gets them out of the game. The turnovers mount up. They don't execute in the half-court set. And you can tell the Nuggets get very frustrated.
Kerr off the screen, sizes things up, goes to the left hand, a horse shot. He's got to work on that. And Irvin tried to go over the Chief, Robert Parrish, who came into the game from Michael Jordan. The Chief in his 21st year. He is 44. Do that when he's 84.
Well, they're giving Parrish a lot of playing time now. Not really a lot, but trying to get him ready, keep him sharp for the playoffs. That's when they're going to need him in that first round.
15-point Bulls lead. And illegal defense called on Chicago. Well, Maurice Lacroix is known throughout the world for fine watches, and they present this elegant yet sporty timepiece with sapphire crystal, water resistant to 330 feet from Maurice Lacroix of Switzerland.
Don't hold, Jake.
McDyess, quick move. He's fouled. The basket will count. The foul is on Jason Caffey, two former teammates at Alabama.
I think that's good recognition by Antonio McDyess. He knows that the double team is going to come, but didn't hesitate. Really had his mind made up, put the ball up there very soft with a soft touch, and got a kind roll. Right there before Steve Kerr can get that double team. Off balance, but gets the shot down.
And Dice, who's been making his free throws of late, has 7 points here in the opening half. Nuggets would love to get into single digits before the end of the half. Right now they trail 59-46 with 3 minutes to go. Kukoc way off there. Nuggets a 4-on-2. Open look for Stiff. And Bryant way short. Fonz grabbed by Kukoc. And Dale Ellis will come back in for Denver. Fonz will go to the line. LaFonso with 8 points in the game. McDyess steps out.
You think Brian Stiff knew that that shot was off and really hustled to get that offensive rebound. Made a nice pass to LaFonso Ellis. And he gave a good fake and got by Tony Kukoc. He had to reach out and hold him to get that foul.
One foul. LaFonso averaging 21 points this year. 6 better than his best year, almost a full 6 points better than his best year. His second year he averaged 15.4. Fonz goes 1 of 2, and the Nuggets within a dozen. The Chief against Irvin Johnson. Out to Kerr. 15-foot pull-up, Steve Kerr.
Well, that's what you want Steve Kerr to do, to shoot off the dribble. Not nearly a good shooter off the dribble, is standing still with a wide open look, but he gets that shot to go down.
And that's a reach in on Ron Harper. That's 2 on Harper, and now the Bulls are over the limit, so Mark Jackson will have a couple of free throws. Actually, Brian Stiff will have a couple of free throws. 2:16 left before halftime. So many amazing statistics when you look at the Chicago Bulls. Most amazing, of course, their record 45-6, but realize 18 times this year the Bulls have shot 50% or better in a game. They're second in the NBA in shooting percentage. The only team with a higher shooting percentage, the Utah Jazz. By comparison, the Nuggets just 7 games where they've shot 50% or more.
Well, the Bulls really execute in their offense. They have a good mixture of pushing the ball up the court, getting easy ones, and then when they execute in the half-court set, they really look for each other.
Fonz a big rebound. Jackson running with Dale. Both Ellis open. Fonz hit, and LaFonso will go back to the stripe. The foul's on Caffey.
Well, LaFonso Ellis, this is when usually he gets those 3-point shots when he's playing in the forward, small forward, the power forward position. He gets out and runs very well. Mark Jackson really looks for him, does a good job of finding him. And you have to respect his outside shot since he's making it now, and really gave a good pump fake, got in the middle and got that foul.
He was 6 of 11 on the 3-pointers the other night. Both the attempts and the makes, a career high for Fonz. Judd Bushler, the part-time surfer, part-time Pro Beach volleyball player, full-time basketball player when he's called on. Role player with the Bulls.
Well, these guys really fit into their roles very well and had such amazing success last season and so far this year.
Now, was he surfing with Luke Longley when Luke got hurt?
I don't know the story
on that.
I don't know the real story about that. I know Luke Longley is the one that got hurt.
Pippen takes the rebound away, then Caffey knocks it in. 3 Nuggets underneath, yet the Bulls get 2 opportunities.
Well, Jason Caffey got a running start. That's the only reason he outjumped LaFonso Ellis on that offensive rebound. Got to keep a body on it.
Dale spins inside 3-point range. Dale has the stroke tonight. And the Nuggets within 11. Dale with 10. Pippen slashes. Oh, the hook shot. And Scotty smiling at Dale as if to say, "Do you like that one?"
Well, they're talking to each other out there. Dale made a nice shot down on him previously, and another good shot by Dale Ellis.
Dale now can ask Scotty if he liked that one.
Top this.
50 seconds to go before halftime. Bulls by 11. Kerr against Jackson. Chief from the high post. And the Bulls will hold on to it. 39 ticks left.
You see right there, Scottie Pippen getting that first offensive rebound, and no one puts a hand or body on Jason Caffey. He gets a running start to out-jump LaFonso Ellis to get that tap in.
Well, with the score 65-54 and a 20-second timeout, it is time to check the ski report from Summit County. And Keystone with a large base up top, 71 inches. Breckenridge, even more snow. And A-Basin, they always get a ton of snow. We're open till August a couple of years ago. 68 inches up top at A-Basin. Phil Jackson, 8 years, the head coach of the Chicago Bulls. And here's a guy that paid his dues. He was a good player in the NBA, not a star player, a role player with the New York Knicks championship teams of the late 60s, early 70s. And it's a guy who coached in the CBA for a while. Ends up with the Chicago Bulls, and Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, they all swear by him.
Well, that's how you want a coach to do. You like your coach, and you get that effort from your players when it's like that.
Late whistle, Johnson fouls Caffey from behind.
I think there's a mutual respect between the players on the Chicago Bulls and Phil Jackson. You see Parrish with the block. Shot by Irvin Johnson. Jason Caffey's been all over the place all tonight, going up strong with that offensive rebound to get the foul.
3 fouls on Johnson. Tommy Hammonds will come and get him for the final 25 seconds of the first half. 65-54, the Bulls by 11. Caffey at 60% from the line for the season. 20th selection, #1 pick of the Bulls a year ago. We've mentioned it before. Alabama has turned out some great players in this league.
Yes, they have. That's a Roy Rogers up in Vancouver. Very good-looking rookie this season.
Nuggets can get it to 10, maybe 9 with a triple. They'll hold for the final possession of the half. Maybe. Pierce against Kerr. 3 to get one off. Ricky's got to force one. And Parrish pulls it away, and that is that for the first half. Nuggets didn't get the look they wanted, and Chicago asserting themselves midway through the second. And they did it for a while without Michael Jordan. They lead by 12, 66-54. And again, stick around because we'll have a conversation with Mike when we return. Michael Jordan with 13, Scottie Pippen with 14, Steve Kerr off the bench with 10. You add it up, and the Bulls have a 12-point lead on the Denver Nuggets from the United Center in Chicago. And welcome back. I'm Drew Goodman. Michael Jordan has done just about everything, not only in this game, but seemingly everywhere else in terms of endorsements, and now he has hit Hollywood. He's a many-time All-Star. He had the first triple-double in All-Star history just a week and a half ago in Cleveland. He went to North Carolina, as you know. So did Walt Davis. They're old friends, and earlier Walt had a chance to sit down with his old buddy.
Michael, with the Denver Nuggets, all my players have been getting on me because the Tar Heels got off to such a bad start. But how do you think the Tar Heels are going to end this season?
Hopefully they come on strong. They're very young. I had the opportunity to play with them last summer a little bit, and they're missing some of the outside shooting, so a lot of teams are zoning them pretty much. But they're very good athletes, and I think Coach Smith is just going to bring them along very slowly. And hopefully by the playoff, by the NCAAs, they're playing a lot stronger.
Good. Your team is 45-6. How do you feel so far with this season this far for the Bulls?
It's been a great season so far. We've gone through a lot of different ups and downs, with Dennis being out for about 15 games, and then Luke was hurt because of his body surfing incident. But Yeah, I think that's made us a stronger basketball club because we had to go deeper in our bench and find some of our young players to come up big for us. And I think when we get everybody healthy and we start playing together, I think we're going to make us stronger down the stretch.
That's good. Do you feel this Bulls team is better than last year's team?
I think we're better because we've been together that much longer. I think we've experienced some success together, and I think we know each other that much more, and we can expect certain players to live up to certain roles, and I think that makes us a better basketball club.
What if we take a little look into the future? What do you see for Michael Jordan next season?
Well, hopefully I'm back in the Chicago Bulls uniform. I want to continue to play, and I think, as everyone knows, it's an organization decision, whichever direction they want to go. And if that means that they want to go young, they go young. I don't think I'd be playing anywhere else. I think, for the most part, I retire and maybe I'll watch and play golf with you. I don't know.
Well, my youngest daughter, Jordan, and I went and saw your movie, and we were a little upset you didn't get nominated for an Academy Award. But how was it doing that movie, and do you plan to do any more?
I haven't had anything on my plate right now. I think the first time was a great experience for me. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of time out of my schedule, and I would love to do it somewhere down the road, but right now it's nothing in the plans, and it was a good experience for me.
Thank you very much. Back to you, Drew.
All right, Walter, thank you very much. There's the Hall of Fame numbers for Michael Jordan. You go back to '85 when he was Rookie of the Year. He's got gold medals. He's got movie titles. And, yeah, I'm disappointed, too, he didn't get nominated for an Academy Award. I like where Michael said if the Bulls would have him back, he'll be back next year. Somehow I think the Bulls will have him back and will be back. The Nuggets, with a trail at halftime, just 4 up and 24 down. It will take a tremendous effort to overcome the 12-point deficit against the world champs. The Nuggets individually led by Dale Ellis with 12. LaFonso had 11. Mark Jackson had 11. Antonio McDyess with 9. Pretty good balance, actually, for the Nuggets, who shot 47% in the first half. Chicago led by Pippen, 16. Jordan at 13. Steve Kerr gave them 10 off the bench. Caffey at 9 off the bench. And the cumulative stats look like this. Chicago at 50%, but again, Walt, we talked about it a moment ago. Plus 20 in terms of shot attempts by Chicago, and look at the points off of turnovers.
Yes, that's true. Big for the Chicago Bulls, and they're good at causing turnovers, and they take very good care of the basketball. I'm sure Dick Motta told the team at halftime that they got to handle this pressure better. They got to stand the Chicago Bulls up in the half-court set, and they got to get back in defensive transition.
Stats, as always, brought to you by the new Dodge. Longley from outside. Luke Longley with 6 points, and the Bulls' lead is 14.
Well, they came out in the first quarter trying to get Luke Longley the ball. They're doing the same thing here in the third.
Into Stiff, doubled by Longley along with Jordan.
But Brian Stiff has got to go at Michael Jordan because of those 3 fouls, just like that.
And he did. And obviously the game plan coming out of the locker room. Michael with 3 fouls in the first 8.5 minutes of the game. Except Jordan can come back at you also. The fadeaway. And a timeout called by Irvin. No, I thought he called a timeout as he got bumped out of bounds. Instead, the pushing foul on Luke Longley. That's the new thing to do the last couple of years. You're falling out of bounds, call a timeout.
Yeah, Luke Longley got a hand on him. Good call by the official right there on the play.
And again, the Nuggets go to post up Stiff. Brian will shoot, and Brian will hit. Brian with 4 quick points, and the Nuggets have the lead cut to 10. Stiff with 9 in the game.
Well, Brian Stiff doing the right thing, going right at Michael Jordan, making him play defense. See if they can pick up that 4th foul, get themselves back into this game.
You were saying, Walt, you enjoy watching the Bulls, and obviously everyone enjoys watching the Bulls and Jordan, but you enjoy watching it because as Jordan tips one in, another offensive rebound, because they run a number of plays.
Yes, they do. They execute. They have so many options off this triangle offense, and they get into it very quickly. So if the first or second option doesn't work, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, you know how they can break you down and get to the basket.
Jordan nearly with the steal, and Stiff throws it out of bounds. Tough defense from the glove.
Well, Michael Jordan is not playing like he has 3 fouls. You see right there, does a good job of not going for that fake. Maintain good position in between the basket and Brian Stiff.
Playing a little bit like a guy that knows he might not get his 4th from the official, at least early in the 3rd.
Yes, that's true.
Here's Jordan trying to work around McDyess to Rodman of all people. Dennis throws one up and a loose ball foul on Rodman. See, Rodman, they have no problem ticketing.
You see the nice little shovel pass to Rodman. Didn't expect it. Little jump hook. Brian Stiff that time there for the offensive rebound, defensive rebound, and over the top by Dennis Rodman.
70-58, Chicago. An illegal defense on Luke Longley, and that's a technical. That's the 2nd on the Bulls. And Brian Stiff will shoot it for Denver. Phil Jackson, guy that has said many times that he's not a lifer. He's not going to be coaching like Dick Motta. Dick coaching well into his 60s. Phil Jackson, many other interests, kind of eclectic interests. Very into some of the things in terms of Far Eastern in nature. Very well read. And Phil Jackson might be a guy that just one day says, to heck with it, I'm going to go do something else. Over Rodman, McDyess misses.
There were 5 Chicago Bulls there for that defensive rebound. No one going to the offensive board for the Nuggets.
Pippen's open, and Scottie Pippen connects. 18 for Pippen. Nuggets trying to get it to Fonz. Jackson has to take it himself. The runner's off, and Rodman gets the rebound.
Well, Dennis Rodman touched the rim while that ball was in the cylinder, and not even a whistle for offensive goaltending.
10 on the shot clock. Pippen fakes the 3. Good job by Irvin, but Michael Jordan's right there. Even Dennis Rodman's going to make that one. Beautiful feed from Michael.
Well, Dennis Rodman didn't expect that pass, but he had such good hands and quick. Got that ball up to score on that pass by Michael Jordan.
15-point Bull lead, not their largest. They're up 16 at one juncture in the first. Stiff. And there's another rebound for Rodman. He's starting to approach double figures. Jordan to Harper.
Well, these guys make it look easy. You see they got the ball right in the middle. Michael Jordan behind the back pass to Ron Harper. They just play so well together.
They're so unselfish. Yeah. Phil Jackson said one of the things that we want to do in the final half of the season, I mean, they have to create their own goals. They have to create things to keep it interesting because they're just rolling along. Said they want to start spreading the wealth a little bit more, not be so reliant on Jordan. Mark Jackson hits a triple, his 2nd of the game. Mark with 14. Michael. Ron Harper. Pippen upstairs lays it in. So many 2nd and 3rd opportunities tonight for Chicago.
Well, Dick Motta's up telling his guys, you got to go to the boards.
And the Bulls continue to out-jump the Nuggets. Pippen slashes in. Tommy Wood has the foul. It will go against McDyess. And that's the first on Antonio. 79-62. Scottie Pippen at the stripe. 5 times a member of the first team all-defensive team at the end of the year. You know, if there's such a thing as a poor man's Michael Jordan, and this is a high-rent district poor man, but Scottie Pippen does many of the things that Michael Jordan does.
Well, that's the thing that Jerry Krause, the general manager for the Bulls, has said. By having Michael Jordan here and not a lot of pressure on Scottie Pippen to become good right away, and plus you get to watch and go up against the best player ever every day.
McDyess fadeaway over Rodman. 11 for McDyess.
Well, the play is for Michael to come off that down screen for a pick, but Brian Stiff in the passing lane anticipating that. Jordan goes back door.
Well, he relies on the jumper more and more, but he can still get up.
Well, Michael Jordan said that he still can go to the hole, but the teams are sloughing back, giving him the outside shot. But if they play up on him, he definitely will take it to the hole and dunk on you.
Well, there's almost 360 players. Pippen goes reverse jam. The Bulls starting to put on a show. I was saying there's about 360 players in the NBA. And if Michael's lost anything, there's about 358 that would love to have his game right now. Maybe 359. 85-66. The Bulls showing their stuff. 5:51 to go in the third. Well, the Bulls up 19, Walt, and they're putting on a show for the fans.
Yes, they sure are. You see Michael Jordan right there throwing that pass. Dennis Rodman, all eyes on Michael, leave Dennis Rodman wide open. And then once again, using that peripheral vision to find the open Ron Harper behind the back pass for a three.
Michael has 8 assists in the game. Michael's numbers compared to some of the other great shooting guards in NBA history, averaging 32 points a game in his career in search of his 9th career title. I think it's hands down, Walt. He's the best there's ever been.
Yes, and the thing that I like about the stat is only he and George Gervin were shooting over 50%.
That's a list of 2 guards you'd love to have. Jerry West, current guy in Mitch Richmond. Rodman lobs over the head of Jordan. And with the Bulls up 19, Michael can smile about it.
Well, that's about the only thing they've done wrong here in this third quarter.
You know what, amazingly, that's just their 4th turnover.
Only averaging 13 as a team.
And think about that, Walt. Another turnover by the Nuggets. Think about that. They don't have what you would consider a pure point guard.
No, they don't. Michael Jordan can bring the ball down. Harper, also Scottie Pippen sets them up in the play. They run that triangle offense.
Pippen sets his feet, knocks down a triple. Scottie having a big night offensively. 27 for Pippen.
Well, Chicago Bulls have something that a lot of teams, coaches want their teams to have, the killer instinct. They sense when a team's not playing well, out of sync, and they just put it on them.
And it's led primarily by one guy, the guy we've spoke so much about tonight, Jordan. Of all the great qualities, his best asset may be that he is the most vicious competitor perhaps in all professional sports.
I'm telling you, he hates to lose in jacks.
And his competitiveness has become legendary. Jackson back to Stiff. Bryant drives it, poked away by Harper. He got the foul. Ron Harper thought he got all basketball. That is 4 on Harper. 4:14 to go in the third. 88-68. The Bulls by an even 20 over the Nuggets. We take a look at the Ford Hustle board. The Nuggets early on had the rebounding advantage, and many of those 34 for the Bulls have been on the offensive end, and of course they produce a fair number of steals every night.
Well, they went on that scoring where the Nuggets, they outscored the Nuggets 13-0, and in one trip down the court on the offensive end, they had 5 offensive rebounds, and that really took a lot of the steam out of the Nuggets, just that one possession.
Brian Stith goes 1 of 2 from the line. 7th in the NBA in free throw shooting. That's unstoppable. You talk about unstoppable shots. Bird had the fadeaway. Of course, Kareem had the sky hook. Michael now has the great fadeaway. He's always had that.
Well, Drew, they got into that offensive set. I looked at the shot clock. There was 21 seconds up. They got the ball at half court in 1 second, and Jordan has the jumper.
Bryant hits his first 3 of the game. Pippen fouled by Stiff on the floor. Basket won't count. That's 3 on B.
Well, we've seen that play in the first half several times. Scottie Pippen able to turn that corner. There's 2 guys on that side. The defensive guys got to talk. They got to talk in that situation.
The Nuggets shooting 50% for the game. Michael Jordan with another hoop. but the Bulls are shooting at 54%. Jordan has 21. 92-72. Fonz has yet to score in the second half. One of the areas the Nuggets are weak is being able to penetrate, slash to the basket. That's too easy. Pippen from Luke Longley. Guys who can create off the dribble. The Bulls have any number of players that can create off the dribble.
Well, that's true. You see all those guys, and that's what makes them so tough, that other than Luke Longley, they can put it down, take it to the hole, they can shoot the outside shot. It makes them doubly tough.
McDyess poked away. Pippen's got to beat Antonio, and Antonio fouled him before Rodman could get the dunk. We have a timeout on the floor. 2:40 to go in the third quarter. As you see, Kukoc pries it free, and Antonio has to chase Pippen down. 94-72. The Bulls at the United Center by 22. (94-72). 2:40 to go in the third quarter. Scottie Pippen looking for point number 30 tonight. And he has it. Pippen's season high 37 against Phoenix. Member of the Olympic team in 92 and 96. He's got a couple of gold medals also, along with Michael Jordan.
Scottie Pippen, I talked with him, and he said one of the best things that's happened to him was being chosen one of the top 50 players in the history of the NBA. And when they all assembled and got together, they were all getting each other's autograph. I thought that was sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. And Jordan was almost speechless. He said he was just in awe of all of the players there. And the Bulls have 3 of them. He can get autographs pretty easily from Michael Jordan and also the Chief, Robert Parrish, for the top 50.
That's true.
Michael fading away. Jordan has got it going here in the third. He's got 23. And for Michael Jordan, only 2 free throws in his last couple of games. Almost had a triple-double against Orlando. Nuggets will get a second look. Down by 26. Largest lead of the night for Chicago.
3 seconds.
Shot clock at 10. Jackson, big hands it all the way to the hole. The arc was 16.
Tony Kukoc went back for the double team on Tommy Hammonds and came out a little too fast. Mark Jackson able to go around it.
Pippen, he is having a night. Scottie Pippen with 34. That's his second triple.
Sorry, Drew. He's got it going both ways, going to the hoop and just feeding off his other teammates, taking what the defense gives him.
I mean, it is really almost unfair. You have a Jordan who can hang 40 or 50 on you. If he doesn't want to or is off, Pippen can do it. You have the game's best rebounder in Rodman, goes actually off of Scottie Pippen to the Nuggets. You have Tony Kukoc who can come off the bench and get you 20 or so. What don't they have, Walt?
That shot blocking, big man center. That's the only thing they don't have.
Dale Ellis. One good thing that may come out of this game is Dale Ellis does have the stroke back. After 3 subpar games, he has 15 tonight. And Dale is 5 of 6 shooting. Jackson leading the 3-on-3. How quickly the Bulls get back on D, Walt.
Yes, the transition defense is great. They get back, they use their hands very well. Just a very quick team.
Stiff reaching foul, Scottie Pippen. Ken Maurer nailed him. 15 seconds left. The Bulls already have 101 points. 15 seconds left in the third quarter. The Bulls, the highest scoring team in the league, and the Nuggets have been generous in giving up points this year.
Yes, well, Drew, you were talking about how quickly they get back, but you notice on the offensive end, they take good shots, and the boards, offensive boards are covered. They have a couple guys back, so you can't get some easy layups. So they do an excellent job of executing on the offensive side of the court.
Long uses the screen. Bond's got to get one up, and Rodman committed the foul. No, it's Scottie Pippen, excuse me. And the Bulls are over the limit, so Fonz will get free throws.
Well, you see there's a double team right there. Scottie Pippen's going to come over to help Dennis Rodman, and you see reaching in with that left hand to make LaFonso Ellis lose possession of the basketball.
Fonz 0 for 3 in the quarter from the floor. That's his first point here in the third. 12 for Fonz in the game to go along with 4 rebounds.
You could tell that the Chicago Bulls knew that to get the Nuggets off their game, they had to go after LaFonso Ellis. The defense of Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman has really frustrated him tonight.
It was a 12-point game at halftime. The Bulls have extended the lead to 22.
So there comes a time in a person's life.
The Bulls outscored the Nuggets 30-27 in the first, and you can see in the middle 2 quarters they have pulled away. 30-point quarters, all 3 quarters. They have 101 to begin the fourth quarter. Here's McDyess slashing in, and he is fouled on his way up. And the foul is on Tony Kukoc.
That was a nice move by Antonio McDyess. Got the ball initially knocked away from him, but just a quick, strong move. Using his left hand, staying low, getting to the hoop to get that foul.
Nuggets down 22 with Walt Davis. I'm Drew Goodman. McDyess continues to make his free throws. He's hitting 87% over his last 8 3/4 games now, raising his percentage close to 70%. He's 5 of 5 tonight, 13 for McDyess. Kerr and Jordan in the backcourt. Pippen, Kukoc, and Longley up front. Jackson and Pierce for the Nuggets. Dale Ellis, Antonio McDyess, and Tommy Hammonds. And there's Tommy ripping a board away. Antonio, Jordan close by, and it comes to Dale. And Dale flips it up on the rim, and it crawls over the top. Dale Ellis 6 of 7. He has 17 points to lead Denver. Kukoc. Boy, it's pretty to watch, isn't it? So many options. You talked about it. Jordan faked the pass one way, and the next man who came through wide open. Easy shot for Tony Kukoc, and another assist for Jordan.
Well, they have good timing on that play, and also have good spacing, and they're also all are great, excellent passers.
He was shooting down at that Antonio McDyess. Michael, by the way, tonight, 23 points, 11 assists. He's 10 of 18 from the floor, and he has 5 rebounds, 5 shy of a triple-double.
Well, he's the only player in NBA history to get a triple-double in the All-Star game this season.
Yeah, and he wasn't the MVP.
Right.
Longley, that's way outside for Luke. And the Nuggets break out 4 on 2. Dale in the corner. And Dale continues to drill jump shots. Pippen continues to throw it down at the other end.
Well, the Bulls are stepping out of bounds. Their first look is long, and then they get the ball in very quickly, push it up the court to get into their offense.
105-87. McDyess, Antonio going to work.
Antonio made a tough shot. Look easy. He was behind the backboard. Still got that to go down.
Pippen has 38, a new season high, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play.
Just once again, getting into the offense very quickly, moving without the basketball. And we talked about all these guys are such good passers that it makes you want to move. You know, you move just a little bit, you're going to get an unselfish play by your teammate.
Kenny Smith in for the first time in a couple of games. He did not play against Philadelphia and played only 4 minutes against Milwaukee. 39 for Pippen. eclipses the 37 he had against Phoenix on the road. 108.89. Dale Ellis is feeling it. Unfortunately for Dale, it's probably going to come in a loss.
Yes.
Kerr has it rejected, and a foul before the rejection by McDyess on Kenny Smith. Like Scottie Pippen, well, you just told me, is within 4 of his career high. You talk about fun to watch. The dunk contest used to be great fun to watch, and it's still enjoyable, but almost more enjoyable now is the three-point contest. Well, as a former jump shooter, did you ever do that? Did you ever put a rack of balls at 5 different spots and try to get 30 shots off in a minute?
Yes, it's very tough to do, and especially for me because I had to use my legs to get my jump shot going down. And usually the guys that win those are usually set shooters or don't usually have to jump as high to get that shot going.
Kenny Smith drills a three-pointer. Well, Steve Kerr was unbelievable in that three-point contest. Dale Ellis, and Dale will go up and throw it down. He usually preserves the 36-year-old legs. Dale that time decided he'd go up and tuck it away. And they're probably giving a little business about that on the bench. 110-97, and the Nuggets not done. They're within 13. The Bulls call a timeout. Subaru Outback game summary. Michael Jordan working on a triple-double. Scottie Pippen has a season high. The Nuggets have turned it over 13 times. The Bulls have converted those 13 turnovers into 28 points. And if we continued our game summary, it would show the Bulls with 17 offensive rebounds. But the lead at 26 at one point has been cut to 13 by the Nuggets, so they're not done yet. 8:50 to play. Drew Goodman, Walt Davis from the United Center, Michael Jordan back on the floor. Caffey's out there, Kukoc, Kerr, and Dennis Rodman wearing the Rust-Oleum hairdo tonight. Dennis grabs his hip and feeds Kukoc. And now the Nuggets can get it to 11, maybe 10. McDyess against his buddy Caffey. Shot clock at 8. Nuggets need to get into it. McDyess gets a step. He lost it. Goes up and still able to finish. Antonio with 19. The Nuggets within 11. Crowd doesn't know what to do.
Well, Jason Caffey is making it tough on his old college buddy, not letting him have that easy basket. Antonio able to score.
Well, I guess they do know what to do on the floor. 15 for Steve Kerr. He's 2 away from a season high. McDyess barrels in. Antonio. That's the aggressive McDyess that Dick Motta wants to see.
Yes, he wants to see that. And also, once again, putting it on the floor, taking it strong, quick move, making up his mind very quickly.
You know, Michael Jordan's the only guy, as Michael goes up and gets fouled, he's the only guy that has consistently been able to get away with something coaches told you from the moment you started playing basketball. Don't jump in the air and then try to pass it. But Michael jumps in the air and he gets away with it.
Yes, he sure does. And he has that great hang time. But his teammates do an excellent job of getting open so he can use that good vision to find them.
Michael in and out on the free throw. Let's go back to 1984. What a draft it was. Hakeem Olajuwon was first. Sam Bowie, who had a lot of injury problems, went second. Portland still kicking themselves for not taking Michael Jordan, naturally. Sam Perkins still playing it well. Barkley, Dinner Bell, Mel Turpin, Alvin Robertson, who had a good career.
Yes.
Otis Thorpe still around. Leon Wood's now an official.
Right, right.
So Leon's around, right?
Yes, he is.
114-101. Nuggets within 13. I'd find Dale Ellis. Dale has really had the hot hand going. Shot clock to 4. McDyess has got to get it off. And Jason Caffey fouled him. That's 2 team fouls now on Chicago. Nuggets will take it out on the side. 3 on Caffey.
can tell Antonio McDyess is used to playing against Jason Caffey. He's very aggressive against him when he gets in the offensive ball down low.
.650 to play. 114-101. Pierce jumps Kukoc, and then over the top, Dale Ellis trying to deny the pass to Jordan. And that is 4 team fouls on the Nuggets. The Bulls 23-1. Atlanta had lost only once at home. They had a 20-game winning streak going at home, but the Bulls beat them last week.
They used that as a challenge. Plus, Dikembe Mutombo, at the All-Star game, said that they would win that game. But the Bulls use that as a challenge. They may face these guys in the playoffs. They want to show them that they can win on their court.
Dice having a big game, 23 points, 6 rebounds. The lead at 11. Kukoc drives and finishes. 6-11. Tony Kukoc. Talk about Jordan improving his outside shooting through 12 years in the league. This guy, when he came in, didn't put it on the floor as much, Walt.
Well, when he put it on the floor, he always went right. You see he's working on his game because they have the scouting report against you. That time taking it strong to the hole with the right hand, and there's the foul. Antonio McDyess wanted an offensive foul. He had that right arm extended out there, but referee didn't put any air in that whistle.
No. .117-103. Pierce tries to beat Kukoc, and Ricky a chance for a three-point play. First bucket for Ricky Pierce. 3 fouls on Kukoc. Watch again.
Well, Ricky Pierce just sizing up what he has to do. Outside shot or take it to the hole. Make a strong move into the paint. Gets it up over Tony Kukoc, who fouls it. And Ricky Pierce, second in the league in free throw percentage.
He's always in the top 2 or 3.
Yes.
Rodman looking for help. Kukoc, it's a great pass. Another three-point opportunity. Scottie Pippen with 41.
Well, once again, Tony Kukoc using that ability. He can score. You see, he can pass. Scottie Pippen does a good job of moving without the basketball. We said this team is so unselfish. You have to move. You know their teammate is going to get the ball to you. Scottie Pippen's 1 point away from his career high.
17 of 24 from the floor, and he's perfect from the line. 6 of 6. 120-106. The Nuggets will have 12 to get one elevated. Of the 6 teams that have beat the Bulls this year, Utah, Miami, Toronto, Atlanta, Houston, and the Los Angeles Lakers, obviously only Toronto under 500. That'll be a walk on Pierce. Toronto has beaten them once each of the last 2 years. And obviously, Toronto wasn't in the league 3 years ago. It would have been very difficult for them to beat them 3 years ago. The Nuggets had one of the 10 wins against the Bulls last year.
Well, they stopped an 18-game winning streak, which is in Denver.
Yeah, it's the longest in Bulls history.
Yes.
7 on the shot clock. Kukoc to Rodman, and Tommy Hammonds has the board. Maybe that's why Dennis doesn't shoot it much. Kenny all the way in. Good job, Kenny Smith.
Well, Kenny Smith wanted a foul on that play, too.
And McDyess fouls Caffey. Nuggets are over the limit. Caffey heads to the line. The 6 losses by 5 at Utah, a 3-point loss to the Heat. You can see they really controlled tempo that night against the Bulls. And then the loss up in Toronto, they just didn't have it that night. 16-point loss to both Houston and Los Angeles. I think last year in their 10 losses, I don't know if they lost any double-figure games.
I'm not sure at all.
Rodman, an offensive rebound. Rodman's up to 13 boards. Great pass, Rodman to Tony Kukoc.
Let's see on this play, they have two options. Going off of Rodman, they can split. That time, Tony Kukoc went baseline, again, moving without the basketball. All these guys on the floor right now can pass the ball.
How about that move? Antonio McDyess goes up and flips it to the left hand. To punch his head from hitting the glass.
Underneath that backboard.
Smith penetrating, finding McDyess. Now Dale. And Dale was fouled in the act of shooting a three-pointer. So Dale will have 3 pitches. The other end, Dennis Rodman, more than a rebounder, Walt.
Yes, he is. You see right there, not seeing both man and ball. Tony Kukoc goes back door on McDyess, and nice, easy pass by Dennis Rodman. Does so many things other than rebound. He's a great defender also.
Dale is broken out of the slump tonight. He has 25 points in the game. He's 9 of 11, 4 of 6 from downtown.
One left. Go get out of these.
And by the way, speaking of getting it going, Antonio McDyess has hit his last 7 field goal attempts. So 26 for Dale. Not a season high for him. Early in the year, he was the NBA Player of the Week. He's been over 30 points on 3 occasions this year. The Nuggets within 10, not impossible. 3:40 left. They'll need some help from the Bulls. And a foul on the Nuggets. Late whistle. Ricky Pierce buys the personal.
We'll see Jason Caffey underneath, trying to get it off a shot, and you see right there in the back with the left arm, Ricky Pierce pushes Dennis Rodman.
And Dennis, who never really shows great interest at the free throw line. It's kind of like an activity he could do without. Let me go rebound. Let me hang out under the glass at both ends. This free throw stuff's for the birds. Dennis at 52% for the year. Kind of just grabs the ball and flips it up there. 124-113. And Jason Caffey has another foul. That's 5 on Caffey. How often do you think Caffey battled with Antonio McDyess in the gym at Tuscaloosa?
We'll see the pushing, jockeying for position. Jason Caffey and Tony McDyess on a roll. Doesn't want his fellow Alabama teammate to embarrass him anymore.
Antonio can get it to 9. Now he can get it to 10. Kukoc, after a brief respite on the bench, comes in for Caffey. Kukoc played in the Olympics in Atlanta for the Croatian national team. And Antonio misses both, but the Nuggets are going to get it from Dale, or are they? The Bulls get the basketball. Dale backed off thinking he was out on Chicago. I think he might have been able to save that.
I think Dale backed off. He thought Rodman was going to die for that loose ball.
Well, one reason or another, he didn't go after it.
Yes.
I guess the adage is, unless you're positive, go and grab it. 8 on the shot clock. Pippen. Oh man, he didn't have control of it. Scottie Pippen. The reverse layup, a new career high for Pippen. He has 44. You'll see that shot replayed several times on Fox Sports News later on this evening. 126-115 is Pierce hits.
Well, Ricky Pierce showing there's no quit in him. Nice move that time, getting away from the pressure of Scottie Pippen.
Pippen, Bushler. Jeb Bushler stays down, for the former Arizona standout.
Well, it makes it so tough on the defense when you pass the ball so quickly to each other.
How about Scottie Pippen talking about diving on the floor? The Bulls are up 13 with 2:17 to play. Pippen's all over the place. Watch this layup again. Pippen never has it until he kind of flips it off the glass. Above the box. Chicago by 13. The Bulls look like they're on their way to win number 46 on the year against just 6 losses. Last year, they were 47-5 after 52 games. On their way last year to 72-10. Best record ever. Hey, Thursday night, the Nuggets will be back in action. They'll take on Larry Brown's struggling Indiana Pacers. And we'll have all the action for you beginning at 5:30 in the Mountain Time Zone, 6:30 in the Central Time Zone. Chance to see Reggie Miller and the Pacers. And Friday we'll be in Orlando. Sunday against the Miami Heat. Tough road trip for the Nuggets. They're playing a number of good teams.
Well, they may be catching Orlando at the right time.
Yep.
And plus, like you said, Indiana, since the All-Star break, not playing that well.
Yeah, I was going to say, Walt, Orlando has not won since the All-Star break. That's true.
Ricky Pierce using that friend up there, the glass, to score on that basket.
Inside 1:55 to play. 128-117. Pippen looking for more. And McDyess finally controls the rebound. Antonio's played well tonight. 25 points, 7 rebounds, a couple of assists. And Kenny Smith makes it a 9-point game. Kenny has 7. Buck and a half left. Michael Jordan already done for the evening. Michael had 23 points and 11 assists last time we checked. Caffey, Pippen, and he was fouled. They make it look so easy, Walter.
Yes, they do. And like we said, when you have on a team like this, everybody's so unselfish. Scottie Pippen, once again, moving without that basketball. The Nuggets, you see Dale Ellis wants to switch with McDyess. No talking in that situation. Easy basket for Pippen.
47 points for Scottie Pippen. Came in averaging 19. Well, he doesn't have the team high yet this year. Jordan had 51 against the Knicks. And that's offensive interference. Smith, I think, was trying to shoot that. Antonio was trying to grab it and throw it down.
And that basket was in. But no good because of the offensive goaltender by Antonio McDyess. And the crowd wants Pippen to stay in to try to get 50.
Yeah, they're disappointed. He's gone to the bench. And Kukoc and Kerr back. Rodman shoots the 3. Uh-oh. That thing was headed to Gary, Indiana. Good thing the glass got in the way. 131-119. Kenny Smith partially blocked by Kukoc. He challenged him. Dale has the basketball on an easy lay-in.
Well, Judge Bushel is looking at the official. What about the push? But I think the official, he wants to get out of here, too.
That's right. Michael is done. Scotty's done for the evening. And our 3 officials may be done as well. 25 seconds left. 131-121. The Lakers had 132 against the Nuggets. And the Bulls might eclipse that. They can hold and just dribble it out. But they won't. Kerr for 3. 134-121. The exclamation point on this one for the world champs. Smith has it sent by Caffey, but it's goaltending with .9 left in the game. So Kenny Smith picks up another bucket. 18 for Steve Kerr in the game. A season high. The Bulls waltz past the Nuggets. It was a close first quarter. After that, Chicago flexing their muscles. They win 134-123. And it was a huge night for Scottie Pippen. A career high 47 points. And he also added a few assists, did a nice job on the glass, and the Bulls now 46-6, 24-1 at home. Our playback involves Michael Jordan. And why not? Our final appearance in Chicago, Michael, the beautiful wraparound pass to Ron Harper, and then Scottie Pippen and Michael connect on this play. Little alley-oop. And as we talked about, Wall, he can still get up, can't he?
Yes, he sure can. And I think it's because of maintaining good physical conditioning. The personal trainer, Michael Jordan, shows that he still has it, even though 34th birthday yesterday.
The Nuggets checked in on the Bulls. They're still world champs. They're still the best of the bunch in the NBA. Again, the final 134-123. For Walt Davis, I'm Drew Goodman. Fox Sports News up next.